Hello, hello. Let's take a look at negative numbers. So, what is a negative number? Well, it's a number that is smaller than zero. And these numbers do appear in math, they do appear in real life in different situations. And without getting into a really big story about where you can find them and blah blah, just one example, I guess. If you get into an elevator and there is a subterranean level, um, so you go down instead of up, those will sometimes be indicated by negative numbers. Um, in business as well, I suppose, you can run into negative numbers. But let's start out a little bit simple. So let's say 4 minus 2. Do we have a negative number here? Yes. Yes, we do. Minus 2. That's a negative number. That is 2 below 0. 4 is a positive number. It doesn't have a sign in front of it, but technically there is a plus sign there. So if you do this math, which I'm very sure you can, you know the answer is 2. You can also do the same math here by reversing the numbers. So you can say negative 2 plus 4. The math is absolutely the same when you do this. If you do this, feel free to move the numbers around. So if you don't like how this looks, negative 2 plus 4, move them around so they look like the top option. Doesn't matter, the result is the same, it's 2. So I hope so far so good. We can also do other things. So instead of saying, well, negative 2 plus 4, let's try this one. Negative 2 minus negative 2. So how many negative numbers do we have? 2. We have 2. We have negative 2 and another negative 2. Now, this is where it might be a little bit confusing, but basically, we don't say negative 2 here, minus 2, so the answer is 0. That's not how it works, because both numbers are negative. So we actually add them together. So how many negatives do we have in total? We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. The answer is negative 4. So if, for example, we had negative 5 minus negative 1, how many negatives in total? Well, I have 5 there and 1 there, which means I have negative 6. If you want kind of like to associate this with something in real life, well, think about it like this. Let's say that negative 5 is you owe 5 pesos to your mom for whatever reason, but you also owe 1 peso to your dad for whatever reason. So how many pesos do you owe to your parents in total? Well, it's 5 and 6. Sorry, it's 5 and 1. So in total, I owe, hence the negative, 6. So this is how you kind of deal with negative numbers. Let's do one more. Let's say 7 minus 10 plus 2 minus 3 plus, let's do a 4 minus 1 minus, what's the number we haven't had? A 5. Okay, let's do one more. Plus 1. So here we have a long row of positive and negative numbers. So basically, you can do it in different ways. You can first take all the positive numbers and sum them up. So let's try that. So I have a 7, this is positive. So 7, and then I go like, nope, that's negative. Ignore that for now. Oh, plus 2. Okay, so 7 plus 2 is 9. Minus, let's skip that one. And here, oh, that's a 4, that's a positive number, so 9 plus 4 is 13. Moving on, negative 1, no, negative 5, no, plus 1. So negative 13 plus 1 is 14. So I can write 14. And now I know there's going to be a negative number there. So then I do the same for the negative numbers. Negative 10, okay, so far so good. Another 3, so that's negative 13. Negative 14, negative 19. So 14 minus 19. And now I can do that math. So I have 14, but I have to, let's say, pay 19. So I can say, okay, here you go, 14. But the other person says, hey, 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 that's not all the money. I need 19. Sorry, I have to owe you 5. So I'm 5 in the negative. So that's one way of doing it. You could also just kind of read it left to right. You can say, okay, 7, that's 7 positive, minus 10, so I'm now 3 in the negative, plus 2, okay, so 3 in the negative, plus 2, that means I'm 1 in the negative, minus 1, so that means I'm 4 in the negative, plus 4, okay, now I'm 0, so far so good, minus 1, whoops, well, minus 1 then, minus 5, so 5 in the negative plus another 5 in the negative is 6 in the negative, and then plus 1, so that's 5 in the negative, or minus 5. So it checks out. So that's basically it. Just don't get confused about pluses and minuses. One more little detail. When it comes to multiplying and dividing, so if you have minus 2, multiplying, multiplied by another minus 2, the result becomes positive. The same is true if it's division. So if you do negative 2 divided by negative 2, it becomes 1. If, however, you have two that are opposite, so you have one positive and one negative, and the order doesn't matter, the result is always going to be negative. So both of these are going to be negative 4. So always remember, if you're multiplying or dividing two numbers that are both positive or both negative, the result is positive. If they're different, and it doesn't matter which one, but if there's one of each, one positive, one negative, the result is always negative. So do remember that. Anyway, I hope this was useful. Thank you for watching.